Hello and welcome to Brain Chow. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Bhagyashri and today we are going to see this video titled The History of Thailand in 10 Minutes. I'm really excited for this one because Thailand is one of our neighboring countries, and on this channel also we have made multiple videos about Thailand. Like, we have done country comparison, we have even probably done the railway comparison, and we have gone through Thailand enough times on this channel. So I'm really excited to see what is the history and how they are going to put it under 10 minutes. So without wasting any time, let's begin. But before we begin with the video, the original link is in the top of the description, so make sure you check it out. And now let's begin.
The history of Thailand has a bit of a foggy beginning. It is not certain when people first came to the region, but fossils of Homo erectus were found in the northern province of Lampang that can be dated all the way back to at least 500,000 years ago. Another location has gifted archaeologists with some of the world's oldest evidence of an agrarian society. Additionally, we do know that consistent inhabitation.
They are mentioning that they had agrarian economy. Can somebody tell me in the comments how is the economy of Thailand now? Like, what are their major income sources? Because from the looks of it, I feel now it is more focused on the tourism, and that's the major source of income, I feel. So just let me know how is the economy of the country now.
Of the area could potentially date back 10 to 20,000 years, and around
That's
3000
long time
BC,
ago.
the Korat Plateau was likely home to bronze workers and farmers, based on archaeological evidence that has been found. The kingdoms of Khmer and Mon began to form in the vicinity of modern-day Thailand. These kingdoms served as a notable influence on the culture of contemporary Thailand, as did some of the other peoples who began to show up in the area over the following centuries. By the mid-7th century, the Thai people of Nan Chau were migrating to the mainland of Southeast Asia and began to settle under the dominion of the Khmer Empire. In 1238, Sri Intraditya, a chieftain of the Thai people, formed a new kingdom at Sukhothai and declared independence from the Khmers.
Sort of Indian name.
The people of this new kingdom became known as the Thais, a word that fittingly means free. These new Thais wanted to separate themselves from the other Thai people who still remained under the control of foreign kingdoms. Throughout the following centuries, the Sukhothai kingdom began to grow and extend its rule across the region of today's Thailand, creating vassal states across.
Isn't it a bit ironic that people who wanted freedom were actually expanding their kingdom?
Burma, Laos, and the Malay Peninsula. The leaders of this monarchy were known to be kind in comparison to others, and created impressive diplomatic relations with foreign powers, such as that of the Yuan dynasty in China. Unfortunately for the Thais, though, the kingdom began to fall apart. From that point on, Sukhothai's vassal states began to abandon them, and the monarchy was unable to recover before the newly founded Ayutthaya kingdom inserted themselves into the equation. In 1378, the Sukhothais were initially forced to surrender to their opposition. By 1438, not even a full century later, the former Great Kingdom became fully absorbed by the Ayutthayas. The Ayutthaya kingdom first came about in the 14th century, around which time the city-state of Ayutthaya was founded, in 1350 to be exact. The Ayutthaya kingdom quickly erupted into the leading power of the region, but its structure differed from some of its adversaries. The Ayutthayas ran under a system of self-governing principalities and provinces, which were headed by members of the royal family who maintained loyalty to the king. The king.
This is quite, well, not close to democracy, but this was better than the better than the initial system, I feel, because anytime when there is even slight decentralization of power, it it does it is better. I feel so.
In turn was an absolute monarch, and would spearhead the kingdom's political and economic expansion over the centuries. Surpassing
But
their
still-
predecessor of the Sukhothai
Well-
kingdom, the Ayutthaya kingdom was eventually able
Can't
to
really
force
call it
the long-reigning
decentralization of power
Khmers
because the
into
king
submission
was
before
almighty.
turning their attention outward. By the start of the 16th century in 1511, the Ayuttayas received their first diplomatic mission from Portugal, who wished to develop a trade relationship with the local Thai kingdom. Since the Portuguese had just captured Malacca from what is now Malaysia, creating a solid trade agreement with the surrounding states proved to be vastly beneficial for both parties. In the 16th century, multiple trade treaties came to fruition, first between the Ayutthaya kingdom and the Portuguese in 1516, and then another between the Ayuttayas and the Netherlands in 1592. Through the following years, the
Netherlands
Thai
have
power
managed to
sent
come all the way
diplomatic
here.
missions to Paris and The Hague, in addition to developing commercial ties with the British and the Japanese. Relations between the Ayutthaya kingdom and the Western powers were quite positive and advantageous, until the consensus among the Thais did a complete flip. The locals began to fear the potential threat of the Western religion, especially following the arrival of missionaries from France, as well as disapproval of the arrival of English warships to the region. The following 150 years marked a time of intentional distancing from the West. Meanwhile, the Ayuttayas had fought multiple dynastic and local conflicts within their own kingdom, which eventually settled down, making way for what some historians refer to as the Golden Age. This period was marked by thriving art, education, and literature, and occurred during the latter half of the 18th century. The peace throughout the kingdom and blooming of the arts would sadly be cut short by the Burmese, who had contributed to some of the bloody local disputes prior to this golden era. In 1767, the people of Burma made a final successful attempt to seize the capital of the Ayutthaya kingdom. The city was absolutely destroyed, and the bordering areas were completely deserted. Structures and humans alike were laid to waste. The kingdom descended into utter chaos and eventually fell under the hand of a former military commander, Priya Taskin. Taskin, who had escaped the siege of the capital, declared himself to be the new king and moved the king's capital to Thonburi, which was just across the river and had better trade opportunities. Utilizing this advantage, Taskin promptly promoted Thai trade with China. While Taskin was triumphant in keeping the Ayutthaya kingdom from facing total destruction, he was still dethroned and executed in 1782 by a coup under the command of General Chow Phraya Chakri. General Chow now took the throne, styling himself as King Yotfa, and was the first of the Chakri dynasty that still rules Thailand today. He had the capital moved once again, this time to what is now Bangkok. The state of the kingdom was known as Siam, and a strong focus was put on the political, cultural, and military rebuilding. This new wave of kings besieged the capitals of Laos and Cambodia. Having already created trade treaties with the colonizing British and the United States, the Thais began to focus even more on forming favorable relationships with the enclosing Western powers, such as the British, US, and the French. Trade with the West skyrocketed and had a great impact on the Thai economy, now connecting it to the world monetary system. Still, foreign powers urged the current monarch, King Mongkut, to create a series of legal and administrative reforms in order to be seen as an equal by the West. The death of King Mongkut in 1868 complicated the matter, but the reforms did not come under the reign of Chulalongkorn near the end of the 1800s. The new king abolished slavery and the corvée system, created new European-style schools, formed a police force and standing army, updated the legal system, established a salaried bureaucracy, and essentially overhauled the entire of Siam's outdated policies. The first railway network between
really
Ayutthaya and
progressive.
Bangkok was also opened. All of this was done with extensive advising from the West, most predominantly the British. While some anti-reformists were dissatisfied with the king's decisions,
weird to see
others
British
regarded him
Empire
as a skilled
on-
diplomat who was
on
a
Indian
genius in
lands.
avoiding colonization by
But it
playing
was
Western
back then.
nations against each other and using them to his own advantage. Either way, as the British and French pushed their colonial efforts further, Siam was forced to give up some of their territory, such as in Laos and Cambodia, and in the northern Malay in exchange for maintaining independence. Continuing its positive relations with the Western powers, Siam joined the Allies and declared war against Germany in World War I. As a result, at the end of the war, Siam received commending amendments to their treaties with France and Britain, took impounded German ships that would be used in its merchant marine, and was present at the Peace Conference of Versailles in 1919. Siam was also a founding member of the League of Nations. Post-World War I in 1932, a bloodless coup led by a group known as Kana Ratsadon, the People's Party, brought about the end of the absolute monarchy and replaced it
That
with
is
the
great.
first constitutional regime. The first parliamentary elections were held in November of 1933. Shortly after, as World War II broke out, the Thai people collaborated with the Japanese, allowing them to pass through to the British-controlled Malay Peninsula and Burma. In January of 1942, the Prime Minister of Thailand agreed to a mutual defense pact with Japan, which included a declaration of war against Britain and the United States.
Oh.
Thankfully for the nation, in the end, the Thai ambassador charged with delivering the declaration to the US government refused to do so. In 1944, the Prime Minister was forced to resign and was subsequently tried for war crimes. The following decades were filled with governmental uncertainty, as power was repeatedly passed between a democracy and military dictatorship after the resolution of World War II. Economic struggles ensued as well, namely the Asian financial crisis in 1997, and more political and governmental unrest continued. In 2017, after the crowning of Prince Vajiralongkorn as king, a new constitution was signed, with its aim at finally bringing democracy back to the nation.
That is a very, very detailed video. They have explained almost, I think, they have covered a lot of the history in definitely under 10 minutes. Well, just over 10 minutes, but that is not the point. They have covered a lot of points. They have tried to explain the history as much as possible, and honestly, for such a small nation to have such a huge and interesting history, I did not expect it. I thought when from the title, when I saw it, I thought when they were talking about history, it would be more about the people or the demography or maybe cultural aspect of the history. I definitely did not expect this, and I definitely didn't see Thailand being part of World War. Also, coming to that point, while I was watching the video itself, I thought that I want to ask you guys this. I have been very interested in trying to understand more about both the World Wars 1 and 2. So I would like if you guys suggest me some good videos which will give, well, it is difficult to find a video which will give us information which is factually 100% correct, but the closest one to the facts, if you have any, just put it down in the comments, because I want to see it. And if you guys are interested, then we can watch it together, which means that it can be this type of video where we can watch the video together and later on probably discuss about it, because we all have studied World War in our books, but it was not in detail, and I feel that when something is part of our syllabus, it is it is filtered, it is fabricated, it is not entirely true, or it is not entirely true. So I want to know the actual things that were happening during both the world wars. So do put it in the comments below and let me know if you guys would want to see it with me. And coming back to Thailand, it is very interesting. I decided to react to this video because recently I got to know that some parts of India are a lot more closer, like our islands, they are more closer to Thailand than India. So I was going through the map and that's when I saw that Thailand has been so close to India, like geographically it is so close to India, but we know so little about it, and there was no way I could know all this history about the country. So it was very nice to know, and I was even surprised that even today they have a prince, and it is like it was not absolute democracy. I had no clue that they have a prince. So I definitely got to learn a lot of new things about Thailand today, and I hope you guys did as well. So if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and definitely go to the original link and support the original channel and the creator. The original channel is Knowledgeia. The link is in the description, and that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.